There are certain phrases from our childhood that we heard other people tell us that remained etched in our memories, and we still hear the echo of those words in our ears. An example of such a phrase is always clean up after yourself. How many of us remember a parent, a grandparent, a caregiver getting down on the floor with us when we were little toddlers and showing us how to collect all of our toys and put them back in the toy box, and then congratulating us for doing so, and then saying to us, look, now you know where your toys are. It all made sense. And it really molded our behavior and our character, so much so that even as adults, we continue to clean up after ourselves, whether it's cleaning up after we're cooking, cleaning up after we eat, cleaning up the garbage in front of our homes. We're constantly doing something that we were taught as little children, and we find ourselves saying the same words to the next generation. Well, the Torah teaches us to do so as well, but in a different context. One of the beauties of our Torah is that every aspect, every area of life is addressed in some way. Even those areas that we deem to think are mundane or rather simple. The Torah tells us that when a Jewish soldier goes out to war, among his belongings there has to be a shovel. Because this soldier, when they're away from home and they have the natural need to go to the bathroom, there is no bathroom to go to. So instead what they have to do is take their shovel and dig a ditch. And after they go to the bathroom, they cover up that ditch with dirt, and they cover up that which came out. Why does the Torah need to tell us this? So the answer is that we should always treat ourselves and the area that we are in with a certain sense of respect. Rav Baruch of Mezhbozh looks at this mitzvah and says that there may be some other understanding on a different level as well. And he applies it to the month of Elul that we are in. He quotes the Gemara Maseches Brachos that says as follows: Kol ha'osei aveira, a person who commits an aveira, umisbayesh ba, and is embarrassed by the aveira, by the sin that they committed, mochel lo, Hashem forgives him. And he says that the remez, the allusion to this idea of the Gemara, is found in the pasuk that we just quoted. V'haya b'shiftecha chutz, if one goes out of their boundary, the guardrail that protects them, the law, the halacha, if one goes out of it and violates it, then v'chafar taba, one should look at their action, dig into their action afterwards. What happened? What made me lose it? What made me go beyond my boundary that I know morally I was uncomfortable with? And then if one conjures and thinks to themselves why they did what they did, then v'shavta, they can go back, v'chisisa es tzeyasecha, they can cover up the sin that they committed. Meaning, all of the averos that one committed, if they look back on it and analyze and try to understand the behavior, so that in the future they can make sure that the fence is stronger, so that they don't cross over and violate that which Hashem wants of them, violate the expectations of themselves, then Hashem will be mochel them, Hashem will forgive them. As we focus on tshuva in this month of Elul, there are times that we think to ourselves, oh, what's the point? I'm just going to face this again and I'm not going to be able to catch myself. Or what's the point? I've done this thing so many times, it's impossible. It's impossible to stop, or it's impossible that I'll ever be forgiven. The Torah tells us that the most important thing for us to do is v'chafar taba, to dig into our behavior, to try to analyze and understand why we're driven to do a given thing. And if we do so with honesty and authenticity, then we'll be helped not only to conquer that behavior by focusing and trying to understand it, but we'll be able to not only conquer it, but be forgiven for it as we approach the coming year. May we be zoche, may we merit to figuratively take a shovel with us everywhere that we go. Thank you for listening and have a good Shabbos.